we are, I mean, yesterday alone, that book thing, we thought we'd sell like 50 books. We're at like $10,000 we made in one day. I mean, that's an extraordinary sum of money, bro. So we need a lot. We need 4 million. I think at the end of this quarter, we'll be at about 400,000. But that's not uncommon. A lot of it starts to come in later. You know, the Senate campaign in the last quarter before the election, despite being down pretty heavily, we raised $770,000 in 3 months. That was more than Sapani and Cardin combined. So we can raise money, and it's going to matter. But I don't do conditions.
I'm curious, what are some of the conditions you might get from the RNC if you took campaign funds?
Some of it's kind of a de facto pressure to dial back criticism on bad votes. So I'm not going to do that. I mean, if you're going to, I get it that some votes we have to, you know, there are some short-term skirmishes we have to forfeit for a longer-term strategy. I'm not unrealistic. But like the debt ceiling, are we going to forfeit every single vote ever? I mean, is there any vote where we're actually going to stand up? I mean, if the Republican Party, in other words, came out and said, here's our long-term plan, this is the plan we're sticking to. We are going to forfeit the next couple of debt ceiling votes because we just don't have the votes. But we are not going to forfeit a tax hike. We are not going to forfeit on repealing Obamacare. And that is it. That's not what they did. They forfeited Obamacare. They forfeited on the tax hike. They forfeited on the debt ceiling. So when you take their money, there's always this financial pressure to like, hey, you know, you don't want this stream of income to your campaign to kind of dry up if you say that again. I'll give you an example. Like I came out on my Facebook and I divorced the establishment GOP. I wasn't trying to be funny. A friend of mine who was a good conservative got fired from the Republican Study Committee for no other reason, I thought, than he was an outspoken conservative. That was the last straw for me. And I got a lot of negative phone calls. Like, oh, well, this guy was going to donate. Now he feels like, all right, too bad. Sorry. We have to clean up our own brand first. You know, the Democrats largely don't seem to care about that. They don't. They win over any. We have to keep, our brand has to be stable. Because if people are given the choice between Democrat and Democrat light, they're going to vote Democrat every time. So there's always conditions.